everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Christine. I'm gonna do my weekly wrap up, and it's been a week. So little explanation. Last Monday we had my husband's van, tow truck, brought to the transmission guy. Monday night, the guy who was supposed to, well, we thought was working on the transmission, but turns out somebody else was. There was a massive murder-suicide here Monday night. And it just happened to be his daughter that was murdered. There was 3 kids that were shot. She was shot and killed. The 3 kids were shot and killed. Another woman was shot. She survived. And he killed himself. Luckily, her 2 kids were not injured at all, even though they were in the house. They were not injured. So we have not tried to find out about the van until yesterday. And we found out that somebody else had worked on it, and it was done. So we have our van back, but it's been pretty... The whole city is in kind of like a state of shock that this had happened. Yeah, I have a friend that knew both of the women that were shot. I didn't know her personally, so yeah, it's been quite an ordeal. So yeah, on a happier note, happy Halloween, even though it looks like Christmas outside. Yes, we have about this much snow. Yeah, that happened yesterday. So let's get on with the wrap up. I read 1, 2, 3, 5 books this week. The first one I listened to on audio was Emily Henry's Happy Place, and I want a copy for myself. This, I think, might be my favorite book this year. I gave it a 5. It is about a group of friends who every year go to this one girl's cabin. And although I can't remember the couple's names right now, Wynne and Harriet. So Harriet and Wynne have broken up. Nobody knows. It's been like that for 5 months. He just broke it off with her. She has no idea why. And so she figured on this trip she would tell all the friends, because it's pretty much a couple's getaway, 3 separate couples. So she was going to tell all her friends when she was there in person that they had broken up. Well, she gets there, and Wynne's there. And so they decide, because of other circumstances that happen with the girl who owns the house, they are going to play it out that they're still together for the whole week. And then they're going to let everybody know. Things start happening. And it's kind of a back and forth of what happens in the past leading up to the breakup, and now leading up to the end of the week that they're there. Oh, no. We're going to ignore that. I don't know who they are. I do... Oh, what is the phrase? I screen my phone calls because we get too many stupid ones. So yeah, I love this book. It almost made me cry. She is a practicing, or she's an intern to be a brain surgeon. However, she's not getting the time or the practical hands-on experience of being a brain surgeon. She's pretty much a gopher. So she's not enjoying her job at all. And he is a carpenter, furniture repairman. So there's a dynamic there. So then I went to read The 12 Dates of Christmas by Susan Meyer. And then I always read the Dear Reader part, because this is I had this happen when I was younger, and this is why I read the Dear Reader part. It tells you if Goodreads doesn't show that it's a part of a series, those Dear Reader parts will let you know that they are. So I went to read that one, and it said that the characters from the previous book are in this book, or make an appearance in this book, and they're roommates. So I decided to read this one first, and it is, I'm going out of order. I'll just go on with this one. It's Daring to Trust the Boss by Susan Mayr, and is about a girl, what is her name? Olivia. I just finished reading it. And Tucker. She is being hired on at his company as an accountant, but his personal assistant had just been in an accident. She'll be out from 8 to 12 weeks. So, Apollo's crying. So, she gets hired on to be a personal assistant while his is gone. Interruptions. And then he's trying to get to buy this big conglomerate from a man who's retiring. And the man himself shows up and wants him and her, Tucker and Olivia, to go to Italy to help him break the news to his son that he is actually his father. He has nobody to give, no children, nothing. So he rooks them into going to Italy to help him out. Things start to happen in Italy. It is what it is. So, I gave that a 3. This all happens over a couple of weeks, and all of a sudden they're engaged. And I don't like the rushedness of it. I know these are quick reads. However, just a couple of sentences would have made it a little bit longer in terms of you shouldn't get engaged after 3 weeks. Sorry. As much as I knew I was going to marry my husband, we were together for a year and a half before we got engaged. Yeah, so then I went on and I just finished it. The 12 Dates of Christmas by Susan Mayr. And this is, they meet at Olivia and Tucker's engagement party? No, wedding. Nope. Christmas. They just had a Christmas party. He is reeling from the death of his son that happened 18 months prior. And she is looking for a job after Olivia had moved out. So they just happen to bump into each other at the party. And he decides that he needs a date for all these dates, parties that he has to go to over the Christmas holidays to avoid his friends asking him when he's going to start dating again. She needs a job. So they make the deal that he would help her find a job. He would introduce her to all the CEOs at these Christmas parties. And she would be his fake date. Sparks fly. I gave this a 3 as well because it happens over 3 weeks. Sorry. I'm a romantic, but not that much of a romantic. So the story was good because it just shows that even though you have tragedy in your life, you can still move on and be happy. So the other 2 books I read, which are completely out of order from that one, was In a Holidays by Christina Lauren. I gave this a 3 as well. It was not up to par on theirs. It's Groundhog Day at Christmas. Why I'm reading Christmas books right now, I have no idea. But, yeah, she ends up, it's 3 families, again. They go to one of the family's house for Christmas. It's like a chalet. And they've been doing it for all of their lives. The one girl bakes out with the owner's younger son. They're the same age. And then regrets it the next day. Because she doesn't like him. She likes his brother, his older brother. Always has for 13 years. And so as they were leaving, she makes a wish to the universe to show her how to be happy because she is not happy. They get into a car accident. She wakes up back on the plane on their way to the chalet, not knowing what's happening. So they do the first day. She dies, right back onto the plane. Do the second day or so, dies. So she realizes that every time she dies, she's done something wrong. That the universe is telling her what she just did was going to make her happy. So the last run through, her and the older brother, Andrew, get together. And then things go from there. The part I didn't like was for the first half of the book, these kids, adults, read like kids. They're in their she I think is 22 or 24. Andrew is 26 or 29, something like that. They talked and acted like they were 14. And then once sex came into play, or the idea of sex, that's when they started reading as adults. And I just couldn't get over that. I don't want to read about 14-year-olds having sex. I know what happens. Believe me, I know what happens. And when I was a teenager, a lot of things were different. I'm Gen X, so, you know. But I don't want to read about it. I really don't. So when they're, like, I have to keep telling myself they're adults. But they just didn't act or talk like they were adults. So yeah, give it a 3. And then the other book I finished was Patricia Briggs' Silverborn, and this is book 5, I think, in the Mercy Thompson series. I think it was 5. That's what I said the last time was 5. Yep. And this is, she's a shape-shifting coyote. But she's been brought up by werewolves. I'm not going to get into too much because it is book 5, but she has a book that she had borrowed from somebody else in the previous book. Was it Bone Crossed? Or Moon Crossed? Oh. Bone Crossed. And she wanted to give it back to him, and she can't find him. The Fae are looking for something that she has, and when they describe it, she's like, no, I have a book. Like, I don't have what you're looking for. And they are adamant that she has what they want. So she has to kind of go through that. And there's other things, like her friend Samuel is dealing with some things. And so I'm not going to get into any of that because you have to kind of read the stories. So I gave this a 4. I really enjoyed it. It was quite a quick read. And that's it. That's what I've finished reading this week. I haven't touched any more of Swan Song by Robert McCammon, just because I was reading other things. Yeah, it's supposed to be a horror. All I know is it's the start of World War III. But they're looking for a girl that's named Swan. To destroy her. But those who would protect the girl are determined to fight for what is left of the world and their souls. I meant to look and see who had said this was their favorite. And I kept forgetting to do that. It's been a week. And then I will be starting City of Lost Souls by Cassandra Clare. It's book 5 in the Mortal Instruments series. Jason Clary, yeah, it is what it is. I still don't remember too much of the last one, book 4, but demons, stuff like that. Yeah. So those are the 2 books I'm going to be kind of working on this week. After this, I'm going to go to the library and get the books for my next month, TBR. and bring a whole stack back. And then I'm going to bring in a resume because I'm going to try for a job at my local fabric store. It's under new ownership and she's hiring. So it's just going to be part-time because my sales have gone to zero. So I need to be able to bring in some money to help pay the bills until sales pick up. And I'm also going to be starting another Shopify site. So need some money for that. Yeah. So I don't know if I can show you if it's going to come through. Sorry. You can see that's our garage, all the snow on it. See if I can. Yeah, there we go. Lots of snow. So that is going to be it. Sorry for the arm for this week. And I hope to talk to you. Well, I will talk to you next week. It just, I don't know if it's going to be a Monday or Tuesday. My husband has been laid off. Oh, you can see the lines of my CPAP. Anyways, yeah, so I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week.